The United States has just chosen a particular type of projectile that also involves Italy, the Vulcano 155. Anyone who follows the defense sector knows that sooner or later they will come across guided munitions, especially when we talk about the Navy with the names Vulcano and Dart. While for the latter, the Dart, we mainly find defensive purposes. The projectile, together with the addition of the 8 M76mm cannon and the Strel system, can deliver excellent results against a variety of threats, different types of aerial threats, also providing the Navy with an excellent shield during its operations. For the Vulcano ammunition, we find a different use that has also made it suitable for land artillery. Today we're doing a brief focus on the Vulcano family. That's right, because in recent years the Vulcano has been evolving, increasing its availability, also for 120mm cannons. This will give vehicles like the Centauro SU the potential to become platforms that, when needed, can strike possible threats, even firing from greater distances, keeping the hull safe from unnecessary risks. Let's take a step back. I mentioned there's a contract with the United States. And it's about the Vulcano ammunition that, in recent days, news arrived that a division of the General Dynamics Group has signed a contract with Leonardo. An Italian company, DL company, another signature, on the Vulcano, on this project, on this ammunition, to develop a shell, pay attention, based on the Italian-German shell. Reed and Ares Defense explained that the program concerns a precision munition derived from the Vulcano 155 Guided Long Range System, or GLR for short. Summing up, the executives of the American company stated that the Vulcano GLR 155 could meet the operational requirements of the United States Army with only limited modifications to the structure of the munition. The planned modifications should therefore allow the system to be adapted to the requirements and platforms requested by the United States Army in terms of range, accuracy, and operational effectiveness. One important thing to point out is that the work should, however, be carried out in the United States and by their own industry, probably able to maintain a higher production rate or simply for political and, as a result, employment reasons. Collaborative and therefore political. You decide. Now, you'll have to indulge me with this joke I'm borrowing from Eugenio Po. The article written on Reed, in fact, draws an analogy with what happened with the Constellation class. Do you remember that? An Italian basic platform, a project, the Le Frem, which you know, Italian-French, well, to be more accurate, that then underwent a series of changes that ended up sinking the project. But basically, they took a platform that already worked from the United States and then modified it for their own needs. A project that, as you know, ended up failing, to put it bluntly. In the case of the Vulcano projectile, Eugenio Po actually draws an analogy with the Constellation class because we might see something similar. Well, we don't have the solution. The crystal ball is this, we'll see. In the meantime, take this news about the collaboration between Italy, Germany, and the United States, put it in your notebook or your pocket, and let's see what happens. That said, let's try to quickly refresh what Vulcano ammunition is, using Leonardo directly as our source. The Vulcano 155 belongs to a family of sub-caliber ammunition. Basically, to simplify it for you, it adapts to a smaller sized round so it can be fired from a cannon that theoretically couldn't fire it. And it was designed for 155 land artillery systems. Then I'll explain the naval military issue to you. The family includes different versions. The first is the Baird Ballistic Extend Range, an unguided dumb round, with just a basic qualification, designed to increase the range compared to conventional shells. The second main category is the GLR, Guided Long Range, a guided variant developed to hit targets with greater accuracy, even at long distances, with all the related advantages. Less risk of counter-battery fire, less risk from FPV drones, and so on. So, in practice, in the case of Baird munitions, we have a dumb munition, but with more range. In the case of the GLRs, instead, we have something much more sophisticated, with a projectile that offers greater accuracy and minimizes the risks of missing the target and/or causing collateral damage. It's a relevant topic given the various modern conflicts, where shooting happens in urban environments almost every week. Of course, I've always admitted that sometimes those collateral effects are actually intended, but aside from ethical and political aspects, which aren't the focus of this channel, the range of the projectile also varies depending on the weapon system. So I won't stand here listing every possible variable depending on the cannon. But in the case of the land-based 155mm version, we can safely say it has a maximum range of 70 kilometers with the ability to hit at 90-degree angles. This, according to the information, reduces the chance that the shell will be detected during the terminal phase of flight by the opposing side's defenses. The guided munition can also be equipped with an active laser sensor, known by the acronym SAL. In this configuration, the shell is able to hit targets illuminated by a laser designator, which can be used by soldiers, drones, or other platforms. You may have heard in this regard about multi-domain operations. This is one of the concrete cases where multiple platforms, multiple domains operate to eliminate a threat or to pursue a common objective. Finally, for the guided version, there's also a configuration that uses a GPS system to reach the target. I've condensed this information for you. Feel free to get creative in the comments and add more information if you want. Before wrapping up though, I mentioned the Navy earlier. Within the Vulcano family, there is also a more specialized version intended for naval use. The system, once fired, activates target acquisition at a distance of about 6 kilometers according to information from sources. The ammunition was designed for use, for example, against naval units or hostile coastal structures. The range is increased up to a maximum of 120 kilometers, and there are further modifications, as I mentioned, compared to the land version. Read today's information leaflet for more details and keep it away from children. That's all for now. I already know you'll write it in the comments. The first photos have emerged of the Panther, the new Italian MBT, and the Lynx. Don't worry, we're already moving in that direction. Now it's your turn. Leave a like, share the video, and comment. Let us know what you think. See you soon here on Gens Italia with more news.